has happened to Aston Villa? What's going on with Morgan Rogers? And are Villa the most exciting team to be a fan of this season? What chance do Bournemouth actually have of getting points on Saturday? And Villa fans, let's shake hands. Basque managers for the win, right? Emery and Iraola, they are ripping up the Premier League. We need to talk about them. Welcome to the big match preview on Back of the Net, the AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
It's going to be an action-packed show, and at this point we usually relive our last encounter of the equivalent fixture last season. I mean, sometimes we break the rules and I'll show the home one. That one was more palatable, but ultimately it was last-minute despair. But for you, Villa fans, for you, let's see what happened at Villa Park then. Sticks the knife in. Great goal by him. What's happened to his career? He's back. But when he's playing bad, we'll have to call it out.
Do something! Watch it!
Down to him. Oh, a painful day at Villa Park, but you know what? Proved to be a very fruitful season for Villa, didn't it? What a season they had. What a season they're having.
Yeah, I think we got them just after some European glory as well, and it was quite a feel-good atmosphere around. And then when we scored relatively early, didn't we, from the spot? And
it was a hot day as well at Villa Park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really hot.
And I remember thinking we could spoil the party, but wasn't to be. And yeah, they were just too good on the day. We'd done really well in the home fixture, as you kind of mentioned. But yeah, Villa just going from strength to strength. And that's what happens when you get a top coach in, which I'm sure we'll speak about.
Yeah, so it just gets better. Champions League, we did a video, Champions League, you're having a laugh. It was very tongue-in-cheek because they were not having a laugh. And even last night against Bologna, mate, played some great football, some really good 1-2 touch stuff, free-flowing. Nothing serious for Martinez to do, really, was it? Morgan Rogers, he got an assist as well. What has happened to Morgan Rogers? Look, Villa fans, if you've been subscribed for a while, you know we've had these conversations, but I think it's worth focusing on even more. That was not like a purple patch at the end of last season.
Nah.
He is the real deal, but for us, he didn't show that potential whatsoever, did he?
It is a really weird one. It's one of them things. Sometimes certain players suit certain clubs and coaches, etc. And he was a fair bit younger, and he probably didn't have that experience, and maybe that Borough move in between really helped him. But I'm not going to dig out Scott Parker, because none of the Bournemouth fans wanted him to play either, because every time he came on the pitch, he was hopeless. You've got nothing against him, but he just was really, really bad. But it's really good to see. He's English, he's young and exciting, forward-thinking player, so I'm glad to see him doing well. But yeah, it just didn't happen for us. But then again, maybe he came to Bournemouth, he didn't really play an awful lot, but he experienced what it's like to win. So did we do it? Did we help? Are we the reason that Morgan Rogers is probably going to get in the England squad? Potentially it's thanks to us.
You sometimes see certain players though, and you think they've got a ceiling, and Premier League. Okay, he's playing for Villa, big club, of course, but ripping up in the Champions League as well. Yeah. Fair play to him, and he's only getting better and better. I'm sure it's not going to be too long before he dons and plays
Yes.
an England
I
shirt
think
in
he'll-
the senior team.
I'm thinking, what is it? It's only next month, isn't it? The next one. I think he's in for a hell of a chance. I mean, new manager now, that will be looking at them sort of players, and yeah, I don't see why not. He's got everything. When I watch him, the way he carries with the ball, and he's got this upper body strength, people just bouncing off him. It is mad. I still can't get my head around it because, I mean, the guy could barely really run when he played for us. But yeah, no, fair play to him, and Villa are reaping the rewards.
This show is powered and brought to you by 442 Magazine, the world's #1 football mag.
We are pleased to offer you a special subscription to the magazine, just £2 for the next 4 issues, making that just 50p an issue. What a steal.
50p an issue. Plus, with the offer, you've got access to over 133 back issues as well, and that's worth over 630 quid. As long as you're a subscriber, you can get access to all of that.
That is impressive, Sam, and to take advantage, all they've got to do is go to magazinesdirect.com/BOTN.
Yeah, so in the latest issue, it's a 442 30th anniversary special where they revisit some of their favourite interviews over the years from like Paul Gascoigne, Eric Cantona, Roberto Carlos, Brian Clough, and also they pay tribute to Terry Venables as well. Now, coming up for them, this is the first one that you'll get in print if you take this offer today. It's worth looking out for because it's their annual awards issue where they look back at the last 12 months in football, heaping praise on the best in class. So what will be the moment of the year? Ryan Christie's goal against Arsenal, maybe?
Should be. I think they should have a chance, but they've got to be talking about Bayer Leverkusen as well.
Can anyone stop them winning Team of the Year and also Manager of the Year as well? Who will grab the crown? Tell you what, it is a decent read, and who doesn't love 442 Magazine? We have access, when you get it, to every issue digitally for as long as you subscribe. So with the 4 issues for £2 special offer, you'll save a massive 91% off the shop price, just in time for a little bit of early Christmas shopping.
Yeah, so get 4 issues for just £2 with this special back of the net offer. Just visit magazinesdirect.com/BOTN.
Let's take a look at the league table then. You know what, Tom? I'm not going to show the whole of the table. I'll just show the top, 12.
Yeah, 12 is a good little...
Yeah, 12 because Man United are below us. But look, Bournemouth are sitting pretty in 11th, but Aston Villa, mate, I mean, they are having a hell of a season. And the only loss to their name was against the Arsenal.
It's embarrassing.
Bit embarrassing, Villa. But look, they're doing so well. Their recent form, as you can see, has been pretty much exemplary. A couple of draws in the mix as well. We know about them. I'm sure there'll be frustration with one of them in particular. But yeah, the table is looking good. I'm going to spare you the baseline tracker because Villa shouldn't even be in that.
Yeah, we've said
if you
that.
check out our second look from the Arsenal game, therefore you can see that Villa are flying. As you can see, we're in the courtroom at the QP where on October the 31st, there will be a spooktacular children's party. Yeah, between 3 and 6 o'clock on the afternoon, there's going to be loads. Fancy dress.
I'll be there.
I think some apple bobbing, slimy sliders, plus much more as well. And Tom, can I show you something?
Go on. What you got?
Ready? Look at this, look at this, look at this.
Oh, God.
We've got our own back of the net pumpkin. Mandy did this for us. Now this is absolutely dreamy. There's also one for the Queen's Park Hotel as well. That is impressive carving, isn't it?
Very good. That's very good.
How did she do that bit? The hairlines, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very good. Mandy,
Love it.
thank you so much for doing that. And we'll be kitted out next week because it will be a Halloween preview. We may even do another pumpkin with the Queen's Park Hotel on it. That was a thing of beauty. And it was great to see so many people in here on Saturday, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just talking to them then, actually, and it was very, very busy after the game. No idea why. I don't know why everyone was in such good spirits. But, yeah, that carried on for a while. Not sure when it closed or when I left. Not sure, if I'm honest. But we beat Arsenal, so let's enjoy it. And, yeah, it was a good atmosphere in here. So hopefully it'll be the same again at City.
Well done to Chris. You won the meal for 4, roast dinner for 4 on a Sunday, plus drink each as well, just for guessing the scoreline. In the time of the first booking, now there was a bit of conjecture about this because there was a booking and then there wasn't one. And he did go like that, so it wasn't. It was the first booking later on in the game and he was only a few minutes away. So we thought, Chris,
Go on then.
we're going to give it to you. And also Ashley Shaw has finally come forward to claim his prize. A few weeks ago, he won a table for 2. So that is coming up. And remember, this is the back of the net room, but this is a fans room. So if you want to use the courtroom at the QP for any event, such as a reception, event, talk, a wake or anything, It's free for you just for being a subscriber. Get in touch with Joe at the QP. All the details are down below. If you're brand new here, you can do us a couple of favours.
Click the like button. Make sure you do that, especially you Villa fans.
Yeah, come on. Hurry up. Hang on. What? Have you done it yet?
Yeah. And then click the subscribe button. We have got a few little Villa fans in there, haven't we? So, tell them about it and get some more to subscribe. And yeah, if you click the bell, you'll see all the good stuff from after our victory of the game at Villa Park.
Yeah, so what kind of videos have we got coming out?
We have the fan reaction straight after the game, which I hope is nicer than the last one at Villa Park. I think I had a bit of a Neto rant.
Yeah.
Then the vlog will come out where there'll be limbs everywhere. That'll probably be come out on the Sunday if Sam gets on it. I'll do the player ratings. Obviously, that's a Kofi exclusive, as everyone knows. And then Monday, we'll have to dissect it a little bit more, mate, and do the second look.
Yeah, we'll do that the good job. We'll have a three-wayer. Don't worry, we've not forgotten having trios every Sunday when we record that.
Three-way.
And the Kofi, look, that's for people that show their commitment to Back of the Net by donating from as little as £3 monthly.
Yep.
And there are a few extra chats on there as well. We post some first look content every so often. Hasn't been a blooper in a while, mate.
No, you haven't posted your bloopers for some reason.
There haven't been any. But if you wanna join the what's a really good group, by the way, afcbpodcast.com/coffee. All the little £3 build up to help us. So we've realised today that 2 of our lights aren't working. And those are things that we need. You may have noticed on fan cams, I'm using a little portable one. We need to buy some more lights. A couple of microphones are needed. These things have a limited life cycle with the travel and wear and tear. So all those little things really do help us out. Plus, you can buy a mug too, by the way. Oh, yeah. Cards at the top. Link is down below. We've got a few that we can shift. So Villa then, mate. I mean, Champions League football, pretty decent. And did they strengthen in the summer? I'm guessing they did.
Yeah, I was a little bit not worried, but I was concerned about the departure for Douglas Luiz because I thought he was so good for them. And he went to Juventus, but they managed to get, I think it was Ealing Jr. and Balankia, who went out on loan, but they got them in as part of the deal. But I think the main one is they looked at Onana from Everton and obviously felt that he could fill that gap.
They paid a lot for him.
They paid a lot for him, but I think they obviously felt he could cover Douglas Luiz, and he has done that. And this is what we'll get into in terms of Emery, because I wasn't convinced by Onana at Everton. I thought he was okay, but I thought he stood out in a good Everton team. He looks mustard. It's been the same with people like Tielemans and that as well. But also they brought in Ian Matson, who played really. He's kind of understudied to Dingy at the moment, but he looked really good against Bologna. They obviously brought in Barkley for quite cheap, so adds to the squad. And then they've done this weird thing where they bought back Cameron Archer and then sold Cameron Archer to them lot. They already had a bloody good squad, but they gained quite a lot of money as well from Douglas Luiz and Diaby, so that helped them a lot. I think they're in a good place anyway, aren't they, mate? And you look at their squad sometimes, and everyone talks about Ollie Watkins and that, but the players that you see, we all know who comes on for him, and that's Gerrard, who scored again, by the way. And their squad's just getting stronger and stronger. And
you talk about their recruitment, which is obviously very good, but picking up young talent and sort of compare their success to other big clubs who make big mistakes in the transfer market. I mean, you had an example, didn't you?
Yes, I thought of an example of it, in terms of thinking about Emery and Iraola as such good coaches, and they've both had to develop Morgan Rogers, who we've obviously spoken about, and Antoine Semenyo, who are probably, you could argue, the two main threats for both sides at the moment. Both kind of wide players, attacking players. And you look at, okay, let's go to a couple of the big boys. Man United signed Anthony, Chelsea signed Mudryk. So Anthony and Mudryk was 170 million. Rogers and Semenyo, 22. That's what happens when you have a top coach. Top coach, you don't have to get the ready-made, and if you can develop players, which we've seen a lot with Iraola, and I know Villa fans have seen a lot as well with Emery. So that's always the best thing to see. I think when you get a player in and they make him better, that's a proper coach.
So with that transfer business in mind, in the midst of it, we spoke to many a Premier League fan to get their thoughts on where they think Villa will finish, but also Bournemouth. So what about the Villa? Of course, it was Luke Robinson from the Up the Villa podcast. Here is what he said.
Aston Villa 24-25 season thoughts, and full of excitement with Champions League football on the horizon. We're in for a really exciting season. For me, I want Real Madrid at Villa Park. I'll take them away, but that's what I'd like. I'd like Real Madrid at Villa Park under the lights. But no, I think it's an exciting season. We're a club that's in a real good place. We're on this upward trajectory under Unai Emery. It's exciting. The football's great. We're building season on season. We had a 7th place finish under him, a 4th place, And who knows what we can expect this season. But for me, you know, I don't see us falling off a cliff. I think we're going to be still in and around there. So from that point of view, I think if we can be in and around 4th, still get European football along with Champions League, that would be great. We've had Maatsen come in as well, so he will really help our system on that left-hand side, a really good signing. So that's my thoughts on Villa. Thoughts on Bournemouth. I actually predicted Bournemouth last season to finish in 10th place. So I'm going to back that up again. They were really close to getting 10th last season. They had a fantastic season under Iraola. First season, the football was really good. But at times it kind of just felt like, you know, it's that sort of like, you know, and sometimes you have a bit of a poor game and then a good one and then you'll go on a good run and then it'll just stop, and a little bit more consistency over the course of 38 games, and I think Bournemouth will be a very, very strong team. I think Kirkes has been brilliant for you. If Solanke can keep going and, you know, bag the same amount of goals as he scored last season, you know, you're only going to be in and around those positions. So I think 10th place for Bournemouth would be really, really good. And I think you guys would all take that as well. So those are my thoughts. Villa to be in and around 4th. Bournemouth to be in and around 10th. Up the Villa.
It's going so well, wasn't it?
I thought I was over him.
Yeah.
I thought it was over him.
Just come
That
back.
clearly, the feeling that I had when he mentioned his name clearly shows that I'm not.
I wonder if you went back to...
Cheers, Luke.
If you went back to these predictions and said to them, oh, by the way, you won't have Solanke, I'd bet they'd all go lower, though. So
Yeah, they would,
I think
yeah.
the fact that we've still got that optimism, that I don't think that's a mad prediction, shows that we're coping all right at the moment, mate. We're coping all right. Miss you, Dom.
So let's go over their sort of last, say, couple of months. We won't go from the start of the season. But look, they're a side that have they pulled through some difficult fixtures. I think they went 2-0 down to Everton at home, didn't they?
You don't want to go... if you go 2-0 down to Everton, it's always a... You've got to be a top side to be able to score 3 and come back. They done it... Was that like the week after us?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Was that the Duran Worldie?
That was.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, so that was, you know, showed they come back from that. I watched them in there. I actually feel like I've watched quite a lot of Villa, particularly because obviously they're in Europe, but also because they seem to... That also means they play on Sunday a lot. So I feel like I've seen them quite a lot. And I remember watching the game at Young Boys, and it was just they were just class apart. Once they got used to it, they wiped the floor with them. Wolves game, everyone beats Wolves, fair play. Went to Wickham, obviously in the cup. I actually watched that one because I've got like my cousin's partner plays for Wickham.
Right.
So I was like, oh, they're on telly, I'll watch him. And Wickham were brilliant. Wickham played really well. Villa still won, obviously had too much quality. The Ipswich one was a strange one. They weren't very good in that game, I didn't think. And fair play to Ipswich. They played well, but they still managed to come out of it with a point.
Yeah.
Beat Bayern Munich. I mean, it's not bad, I suppose. Duran. And then the only thing that's filling me with a little bit of optimism is I thought, well, they're going to hammer Man United. Yeah. Because they look really good, Man U all over the place, and they drew that game 0-0, and maybe that was a hangover. Little hangover. We can, you've got to grab anything we can. Thought the Fulham away win was really impressive because Fulham are going well. Thought away from home, they're going to be thinking about Bologna. I thought this could be a tough game. Went 1-0 down. 1-3-1, really impressive. And then, like we said, I watched the Bologna game and they were just too good for them. So yeah, really consistent, and they just look like they all know their roles, and they're starting to get a few bodies back now, which is strengthening the squad. So yeah, looking in a really good place, mate.
Yeah, and under Unai Emery last season, of course, I think they finished with 68 points in 4th spot. Their best ever, actually, since the 95-96 season, where they finished on 63. And by the way, compared to last season, they're a point up. They got 17 this season, 16 last. So they're in a good place. What about our head-to-head record then, Tom? Because look, we had a bit of a purple patch.
They were
Villa.
crap.
They were.
But this is what they were so. They were Grealish, and then everyone else was rubbish. I mean, we played them, definitely beat them when they had Gerrard. Yeah. It was hopeless. Maybe Smith, I want to say we beat. Did we play Remy Gard's side as well? We might have. I can't remember, but we won. Did we win? 4 in a row. Yeah. Against Villa, so home and away, obviously. So I actually have seen us win at Villa a few times, but
the tide is turning.
But since Emery, we haven't beat them, have we? We got that draw, which we should have won at home. But the 2 away games, the 2 times we've played them with Emery at Villa Park, and I love Villa Park, I love going there, but I just feel like it's a game where I'm just going to enjoy it because they're too good. But that's what I thought about Arsenal.
In all our away league games against Villa, Bournemouth 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3. All competitions 1-5, drawn 2, lost 6. Tom, I got played for both for you.
Oh,
I've got a lovely. But what I'm going to do, just to speed this feature up, I'm going to give you their initials and their position. So some of this is probably obvious.
Yeah.
A goalkeeper, DJ.
David James.
A goalkeeper, ON.
Orion Nyland.
Brilliant. Left back, JB.
Joe Bennett.
That's good from you. Really good. Also another left back, RB.
Ryan Bertrand.
This is going well. Now, I tell you what, just listen to the following. We've got a plethora of centre-backs that have played for both clubs,
Yeah,
like
completely.
loads. First one, TE.
Tommy Elphick.
Correct. ST. This is going back a bit.
ST.
90s. Tash. Interviewed him on Back of the Net during COVID.
Did we?
Sean Teal.
Oh, yeah, Sean
You were going to
Teal.
say that, I can see. What about GC?
Gary Cahill.
Brilliant. LR.
Liam Ridgewell.
This is excellent. TM.
Tyrone Mings.
Excellent stuff. Right, midfield, we got a couple. SC.
Stephen Cook.
This is good. Again, going back a bit. WA.
WA.
He's a bit of a meathead, I think.
Go
Warren
on.
Aspinall.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do know who that is, yeah.
Winger. AB.
I knew you were going to do this one. Amani Birchall.
Yeah. MR.
MR.
Winger.
MR.
Fairly obvious.
Is it?
Give him the shot.
Morgan Rogers.
He's on the thumbnail, Tom.
MR, just Matt Ritchie. I was like, Matt Ritchie didn't play for him. Matt Ritchie, Morgan Rogers, yeah.
Forwards. LG.
Lewis Graben.
DI.
Danny Ings.
That's
That was-
good
I
from
thought
you.
it was good, actually.
That's really. Are there any more?
Yeah,
I
I'm trying
think
to think.
there are some back in the day. There are some from. Is it Jeff Clark? I can't remember, but there are loads from back in the day as well. But fill the comments with your thoughts. And speaking of Tyrone Mings, could his return be against us?
Yeah, mad, isn't it?
Could be.
He was back on the bench against Bologna, which I know they're already pleased about, because he's been out for over a year now. I mean, we all know that's what Tyrone Mings does, unfortunately. Seems to get a lot of injuries, and to be honest...
He also does go down to Littledown and play side football.
Yeah, his PR is impressive.
Against local lads.
His PR is very impressive, Tyrone Mings. But yeah, it's weird, but I think it's quite sentimental with Villa fans because I saw how buzzing they were. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's had a bad injury and he helped him in the Championship, but they've outgrown him. He's nowhere near good enough for them. He wouldn't get in our team. His PR is very good, is all I'm going to say about Tyrone Mings. He's not very good at football. But he will probably be on the bench and then they might try and do that thing where they bring him on if they've won the game, but hopefully that won't happen. I really hope he plays. I don't think he will. But they've been massively boosted by John McGinn's return. I watched them. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've been great anyway. Returned against Bologna, I thought, he's just the glue. He's one of them players that I think anyway, when I watch Villa, you don't realise how good he is till he's not there.
His goal in the
He's
Championship, by the
unbelievable.
way, that volleyed finish,
yeah,
was
that
one
goal.
of the most aesthetically pleasing goals I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, the only time I actually thought McGinn struggled was at our place last season, Christie. The little battle between them two will be interesting because obviously both play for Scotland together and know each other well. And the thing that's going to be difficult for me as well is they've just played in Europe, so it's always difficult then if they already planned for what players are going to come back in. Because I'll tell you what, they're scared a little, Bournemouth. Oh, let's rest Ollie Watkins for a Champions League game because we've got the big boys at the weekend. Digne was rested. Ramsey was rested, so yeah, they're obviously keeping a few. Now they'll probably be looking at it game by game and thinking which players work for which game and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as you mentioned, mate, they are getting bodies back.
Jaden Philogene, of course, is suspended.
Is he still suspended? Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
For those 2 yellow cards, and also we know that Robert Olsen's the only other one that's
the keeper
out as well. So there's plenty of ones to watch, aren't there? I mean, Ollie Watkins, of course. What about Tielemans, mate?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think
he's decent.
Yeah, we all know everyone's spoke to death about Duran because he's, because of what he's doing and his record. We spoke about Rodgers. I think Tielemans is a good one to bring up because he's another one. Like I mentioned with Annan and we mentioned with Rodgers. When they got Tielemans from Leicester, I thought, is he that good? Does he strengthen Villa? Really, is he that good? And then he's a different player now.
Yeah.
And that's a proper coach again. I think I would argue with Rodgers probably. Villa fans, let me know if I'm right because you watch far more than I do. I think he could be one of their players of the season so far.
Wow.
Yuri Tielemans, I think he's been so good. So yeah, he's another one in that midfield that really helps and I'm sure he'll play as well. He's it's been great.
Matt Stats from Vitals, he always takes a look at the last 4 of our opposition and it's quite good reading for AFC Bournemouth really because their results seem to have masked average performances from Villa. That's what he says. Of course, they were 2 home games, Wolves and Man United, also away Ipswich and Fulham. Villa gained 8 points, of course, unbeaten, but this was showing them only ahead in XG in one of those games. Villa have scored 8 goals, conceded 4, with an XG estimating 4.73 goals, with 4.03 conceded.
I wonder what game that was. They had the most XG. Who would they have been playing? Who was it? Which one was it?
Don't know.
No, Wolves. Of course it was Wolves. God, he's brilliant, that coach.
They've had 5 different goal scorers in the last 4 games as well, which shows that goals are spread throughout the team. A couple for Watkins, 3 for Watkins, 2 for Rogers, Duran, Konza, I think Nanogi as well. Now, the average position, you can see them on screen of the starting lineups below from the last 4. Hard to read into these as they are different. And Wolves, of course, knowing their style, would have looked to have counter-attacked, whereas Man United would have maybe tried to control more of the ball. But by the Fulham game, the positions are all concentrated in the middle third, which means that Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie have got their work cut out. But look, we're happy with those two at the moment, aren't we? Now, the following graph, it compares the summary stats of Villa and AFCB over the last 4 games. AFC Bournemouth have created many more chances and more big chances, although Villa have scored more goals. Yeah. Maybe that just shows that they're ultra clinical and we're maybe not.
I think that compared to a lot of teams, to be honest, I think that's why we're not one of them teams, you know, and we're not going to be kind of Villa or Arsenal City, but that's probably why we're not knocking on the door like, say, a Brighton are. And that's that clinicality in both boxes. That's what I think. I think, you know, when you watch us, I think we create loads, as we've said loads of times. But yeah, this is why they are where they are. Watkins will finish his dinner more than Evan Nilsson, unfortunately. And, you know, there's other players to that as well. Rogers, obviously, as well. And even people like Leon Bailey, who I don't think has been playing that well, but he'll get you numbers.
Absolutely. Now, they've had more possession and a higher pass completion rate over the last 4 games. And they seem to be very set-piece based, with more than 40% of chances created and 40% of chances conceded being from dead ball situations. But look, we're okay at our set pieces as well, as you'll have seen. There's a couple of men behind the scenes for both clubs that obviously are influential in that department, right?
Yeah, Austin McPhee for them. I feel like I know him really well. They always show him every time they get a corner.
I know his nanny.
Well played. That was good from you. Didn't know you were going to do that either. But yeah, sometimes Austin, you know, some of their set pieces, I mean, he obviously goes through it so well. It's stone cold the way they... Did you get that one?
Oh, very good. Oh, my God.
I was trying something. But yeah, they showed him a lot, particularly last season, obviously, set-piece coach. And now it's nice timing to play him, because we've got Sean Cooper's been suddenly getting all the credit, Monday Night Football. Gave us some nice little tactical insight into Bournemouth, didn't they? Yeah. They could have invited one of the Bournemouth staff members on to the show, maybe. Yeah. They do that with some clubs. But yeah, I think both teams are well equipped for set pieces, and so that'll be a little bit of a battle there. They've probably got the height advantage, I would say. But yeah, I think both teams are more, you know, will try different things out from set pieces, which is always good fun. Yeah, we'll have to be on it for that.
Do you want to know who the referee is?
No.
It's Andy Madley. He was referee for 3 of our games last season. Home against Liverpool.
What did we do?
4-0 loss. And away against Sheffield United.
Won that.
And away against Luton Town. Not particularly good.
Yeah.
Right, Tom is now going to do his teams. Let's go, come on. Right then, Tom.
Yeah.
No manifesting again this week?
No, we're all good. We beat Arsenal, don't need to manifest anymore. Are we starting with the old Villa?
Well, yeah, we'll start with Villa. We'll do it in the order that it should be done. Go on then.
Yeah, apparently the best goalkeeper in the world is going to be in goal. That's what they'll be singing to him. Emi Martinez will be in goal. Yeah, he just will be in goal. I'm going to go, and I'm going to say it, Cash. Because I always say Matty Cash. Everyone says Matty Cash. Cash.
You're just going rogue.
Yeah,
Cash.
Right back.
That's the same as Rogers, actually. No one. It's Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, it's true.
It's never Rogers.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and spin it the other way. Okay. Centre back, Ezri Konza. No one ever does that, do they? Yeah. And Pau Torres. I'm actually going to say before we move on, them 2 centre backs. So they play Carlos sometimes as well, but Konza and Torres, and then our 2 centre halves.
Yeah.
I would make a case that say them 2 partnerships are the most underappreciated out of in the league.
Yeah.
I think Konza and Torres, unbelievable partnership. Ours is as well.
Yeah.
And you don't really hear it. Do you hear about Gabriel Saliba? Obviously. I think Konza and Torres really underrated. And I think Digne will come back in at left back. That's the only reason he was rested against Bologna. I'm going to go, obviously it's kind of 4-2-3-1 the same as us. So I'm going to go Onana and Tielemans.
Yeah.
That's kind of the base. Ramsey off probably the right side. I'm going to bring him back in. John McGinn off the left side. Rogers in that kind of 10 role. And then Ollie Watkins to come back in up front.
Can't wait for that. Do we know what the weather's going to be like, by the way? Do we know what it's going to be like? Because it was roasting last time. Like I said, it'd be nice if the weather's fairly similar. Right, for Bournemouth,
Yeah, so
Come on.
same sort of thing, 4-2-3-1. Kepa Ariza, I didn't do it this time, did I? Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, getting us an El Marino again, hopefully. I always get the right back wrong. I think it's going to be Adam Smith, but it might be Araujo. I mean, it might be Max Aarons at this point.
One thing I would say is that Adam Smith got sort of found out by a quick counter-attack where he was half the way up the pitch. Ryan Christie gave the ball away. Do you remember he was
at
running?
Villa Park?
Yeah, at Villa Park. He was running sort of... He held on to it for too long. Villa gained control, and then Adam Smith, as he does... And we didn't portion the blame on Adam Smith because he knows how Iraola wants him to play. But then the ball broke to Morgan Rogers and it never left him. Adam Smith could not catch up. Maybe that pace factor might be considered.
Who knows? Yeah, that's a fair point, but I'm going to stick with Smudge.
Okay. I'm going to Araujo.
All right, fair play. I'm going to go with the Zabanator, and Marcos Senesi, obviously two of the best centre-halves in Europe, and then Milos Kerkez at left-back, because we haven't got anyone else. But no, Kerkez playing really well. Got to be cooking Christie. Yeah. And this is the other bit that it's always you change. Semenyo's going to play, for sure. Put him off the right side. These three can all interchange anyway. I'm going to bring Clive back in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put Tav on that left side again. He played in the 10 role. I'm going to put Clive in there. So taking out Dango, just because I think he has a better impact off the bench. And then Evan Nilsson to lead the line up front, mate. So still a really good side. We should have virtually everyone available. So be interested to see if our bench looks the same. But both teams really going to have really strong benches as well. So I think both managers will also be looking at what impacts can I make on kind of the hour mark and that where the game's going. So yeah, I think it will be a really intriguing one, mate.
I'm going to make a little cheeky prediction that I think that Evan Nilsson's going to score. I think Evan Nilsson's going to score. But in terms of your predictions, we would like to know what you are going for. Let us know in the comments. Look, there's no QP competition this week because, of course, it is an away game. But next week for Manchester City, we're going to have the usual competition where you can put your score predictions in. Maybe we'll add another little curveball to separate the wheat from the chaff. And then you can win a roast dinner for 4. But in terms of our predictions for this, mate, I'll start with you. What are you going to go for?
I'm going to, I always say when I try and manifest and stuff. So I'm going to just remember in the Arsenal game. So I'm going to try and do exactly what I did, which is I went, well, Sterling's obviously going to score, and he didn't. So Morgan Rogers is obviously going to score. Obviously going to score. My head, that's what I said for Arsenal, and I kind of do agree, so that's what I'm going to do it. My head says probably 3-1 Villa, but you go your heart, 1-1 draw.
Are you going to go for draw? I'm going to go for a 2-1 Bournemouth win.
No, not this again.
A 2-1 Bournemouth win.
Because when you do this, that's when we don't do it.
Well, Tom, look, anyway, let's stop that because happy
dickheads.
Birthday, Tom.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Look at this.
That's nice on that.
This is an incredible thing. It is Tom's 33rd birthday. You are ancient, mate. You are absolutely ancient. And look at this cake.
That's a very nice cake.
It is a thing of beauty.
Thank you very much.
It's got the back of the net logo on it, up the cherries. Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be 33, mate?
Just like it did when I was 32, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, no real different. I look a lot younger.
It's not a big birthday, but, both numbers are the same, so it's an excuse to roll out the red carpet.
I'm changing mine. I'm going 3-all draw.
Also, mate, a little present for you as well. Can you tell what some of them are by the clanking?
Who do you think I am?
Can you? Right, this is for you as well, mate. It's probably a bag that you've given us at some
I wonder
point.
where you got that bag from.
Yeah, we did.
Probably.
Probably.
That was heavy.
Are you going to open that?
Oh, do you want me to?
Yeah, go on. Get it open. Right.
So I don't know what these are for.
Estrella, obviously on brand.
A few Estrellas in there. We've got the heroes.
Yeah. Also,
What's this?
what else is it? Oh, a little cheeky T-shirt.
Oh, you got it.
And it's the one that on WhatsApp that he messaged this morning saying, not fussed about it. And now you've gone and got him.
No, I actually
one
said...
of the Essential Cherries
Thank you.
range, brand new today.
I actually said, yeah, because we saw the day before. Thank you very much. We saw the day before that they were going to release something.
Yeah.
And I was hoping for retro kits. So then I said, it's just more stuff that I don't need that I'm definitely going to get. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
So look, if you see Tom up at Aston Villa, he probably won't take a birthday pint, will you? I can't imagine you will.
Yep,
all right, you will. And look, hopefully it can be a good day. Safe travels if you're going up.
Are you going for a 2-1 win?
Yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 win.
Christ, I hate when you do. The last time you said we'll definitely win was Leicester, by the way.
Go for 2-1 loss. I've changed my mind. Who knows? Other cherries, and we'll see you at Villa Park. You Eds, come on.
Have a cheers. Cheers, mate.
You.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was brilliant.
How did you get it in on time? How did you...
That was brilliant.
How did you know?
It's like imagine
Yeah, go on.
phones.
Oh,
Yeah,
you doing
yeah.
that when you were fiddling about like a twat? Thank you. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I love it. Whee!
You'll know what I wish for anyway.